Does higher education in the UK help Indian students? Indians have now overtaken the Chinese to become the largest group of international students in the UK. Last year alone, around 125,000 Indian students crossed borders to pursue higher education in the UK. On the surface, this seems like a healthy trend for Indian students, offering them more opportunities to pursue quality higher education and gain valuable international exposure. But beneath the surface, two major issues are emerging. Issues that could prove to be significant pain points for Indian students. In this video, we'll dive into these two critical issues. Welcome to another episode of The Data Point. First, the financial health of many UK universities is not good. In the last academic year, about 1/3 of UK universities ran deficits. That is, they spent more money than they earned. A major reason behind the financial crisis is the fee cap for local UK students. A cap of £9,000 was put in place 12 years ago to subsidize the education of local students. Since then, it has been raised only once, and that too by a small amount to £9,250. With tuition fees of local students effectively frozen, UK universities have increasingly relied on higher fees paid by international students to cover their growing expenses. The share of foreign students in total enrollment and their share in total fees collected have steadily risen over the years. By 2022 to 23, foreign students made up 23.7% of the total students, but they contributed around 53% of the total fees. While the share of foreign students grew by about 10 percentage points between 2016 to 17 and 2022 to 23, their contribution to total fees surged by over 16 percentage points. This highlights the increasing reliance of UK universities on foreign students and the growing financial burden placed on international students. Indian students now make up the largest share of foreign students in the UK. In 2022 to 23, their numbers surpassed those from China, meaning the disproportionate financial burden on international students is largely shouldered by Indians. This arrangement works as long as it remains mutually beneficial. That is, if Indian students can secure well-paying jobs in the UK and repay their loans. However, the data suggests that this isn't happening. And this brings us to the second issue we mentioned earlier. Many Indians are being admitted to lower ranked UK universities or enrolling themselves in low quality courses. Last year, the then UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak announced a crackdown on such courses that failed to deliver good outcomes and imposed limits on student intake. He said that such courses and universities are delivering unemployable graduates. The chart displays the number of Indian students enrolled at various universities in 2022 to 23. The larger the circle, the higher the number of Indian students. Circles on the right represent universities with better rankings according to the Guardian University Guide 2024. Those on the left have low rankings. We can see that the number of Indian students enrolled in universities in the bottom half of the rankings is higher than those in the top half. Additionally, 10% of Indian students joined universities that were not ranked at all, while only 4% enrolled in universities ranked in the top 10. So, how is this affecting Indian students? Let's examine the immigration status of Indian students 5 years after arriving in the UK on the study route, nearly 70% of the Indian students who came in 2018 saw their visas expire, with only 24% securing work visas, while a small percentage stayed on to pursue further studies. The share of Indian students with expired visas was even higher, over 80% in the years before. So, in general, who are the Indian students heading to the UK really benefiting? Themselves, all the UK universities to cut their deficits and subsidize the education of the local students. Thank you for watching this video. For more such videos, subscribe to the Hindu. To read the full story, click the link in the description.